Hello, travelers.
Hello, everyone. We are back again.
So, welcome to this week's video. We decided to do something different. Ever since COVID began, there have been a lot more questions about travel. Everything's different now. So, due to the increased demand, we started doing a newsletter. We publish it on our LinkedIn page as well as post it in a group that we have here on Facebook called New to Travel.
Pittsburgh, new to travel.
Hmm,
Is it Pittsburgh new
It's
to?
not,
It's
no.
not. It's just new. No one.
Yeah, that way anyone around the world who's new to travel can join our Facebook
I
group.
just can't believe no one else had claimed that name. That's fascinating.
Yeah, so we're going to start sharing our tips from the newsletter here on these weekly videos. But feel free to visit our LinkedIn page if you want to reread something after we talk about it or to join our group on Facebook.
We're thinking about featuring the travel updates every week, but if there's a lot of demand for other topics, we may just do a brief overview on that so that we can cover multiple subjects without taking up too much of your time. So, in the name of not taking up too much of your time, let's jump right into it.
All
Our
right.
first industry update for July 12th. What do we have to start with?
Domestic travel is very popular right now for very important reasons. People want to stay close to home and still get that vacation experience.
Which is possible, even staying in your own state. But if you're looking to expand your horizons a little further, Margaritaville has opened up its first resort in the state of Texas.
And Margaritaville is amazing because it gives you that tropical vibe without having to leave the country. You can find them all across America from New York City to San Diego.
I'm not sure how they get that tropical vibe in New York City, but we'll just have to visit to figure it out.
So the location in Texas was built on Lake Conroe. They have fishing and boating available, as well as a whole water park right on
A
resort.
whole water park. You won't have to leave the resort. It's going to feel all inclusive, won't necessarily be all inclusive, but you get that island kind of beach vibe in the middle of Texas. Awesome.
And next, we wanted to talk to you about Bermuda.
Bermuda is a beautiful destination. And for those out there that might be a little more cautious than others, if you need that guarantee, or as close as you can get to a guarantee, really, that you are going to remain safe during your vacation, Bermuda is going above and beyond with their safety measures.
They are. It all starts before you leave. You complete a process, an approval process to visit the island. It includes a $75 fee, but they use that for your benefit. The next step before you leave, you have to complete a COVID test within 72 hours before departure to show that you're negative. And you bring that with you to show when you land.
You'll show your results when you land, and then you'll be tested again. You're tested again after you land, and you're required to quarantine at your resort until the results come back, but that's usually within a few hours. Then, beyond that, you're tested again. Depending on the length of your stay, you're tested on days 3, 7, and 14 to make sure that no one on the island is getting sick, and if they are, that it's caught quickly and that person is able to be taken care of.
And that's where your $75 gets used for your benefit. They're using that to cover the cost of your tests while you're visiting them. So for those who, like Jeremy said, might be a little more cautious, Bermuda will take care of you.
One other thing kind of happens in the middle there. They actually require you to take your temperature by thermal scan twice a day and report it on a website that they've created. And that way, if your temperature spikes on a day when you're not being tested, they'll catch it.
Absolutely. So go Bermuda. Thanks for being safe.
How about Bermuda?
The next thing we wanted to talk about was speaking of temperature, actually, the temperature and screening process at airports. When you scan higher in temperature than what's safe, which is 100.4
or higher.
Yes.
That's the cutoff point.
Airlines have been making their own decisions as to how to handle the situation. But recently, 7 major airlines have pledged to give people refunds if they test with a higher temperature than what's safe.
More often than not, a credit has been issued, and a lot of travelers are okay with that because if their travel plans are affected, they will use those credits in the future to take their trip when they're able. But a lot of people do prefer a refund for obvious reasons. I know I prefer to have cash in my hand. So, yeah, there are 7 major airlines, including Alaska, American, Delta.
Hawaiian, JetBlue, Southwest, and United.
We didn't read that list at all.
Mm-hmm.
But those 7 airlines, those 7 airlines are dedicated to issuing refunds. If you show up to the airport to take your trip, but your temperature comes up too high and they cancel your flight for you on account of your temperature being too high.
Yeah. So the last thing that we wanted to talk about today was cruising.
I love cruising.
I know a lot of people miss cruising, and it's very hard now that they're not sailing, and it's very hard figuring out how they're going to get back to sailing. So on that note, 2 major cruise lines have joined together, created a panel, and are laying the foundation for everyone to get back to cruising.
Royal Caribbean and Norwegian are partnering together. They have brought in a world-class team of scientists as well as people on the business end of the cruise industry to do the research that needs to be done to lay the foundation to be able to start sailing again safely.
So it's called the Healthy Sail Panel, and it's being headed by Governor Michael Leavitt and Dr. Scott Gottlieb. Oh, alliteration.
Yay!
Yeah, so once they do have some protocols laid out and they have created the best way to be safe, they're going to share the information with all of the cruise lines.
Cruise lines worldwide. Royal Caribbean, although they're best known for their Caribbean cruises, Royal Caribbean, they do have sailings elsewhere throughout the world, Europe, Alaska, New England, and they actually have other brands that sail across the world. So they're going to take that information with them and they're going to share it with all of the other cruise lines, be it ocean, river, whatever, so that all of the cruise lines have the information that they need to be able to get back to sea safely.
And a good thing to note is for those who are missing cruising and can't wait to go back, there are small ships that are sailing now. The CDC approves ships that carry 250 passengers or less to cruise.
We're talking kind of micro cruise ships here, very, very high-end luxury sailings.
But that allows people to be safe. It's easier to social distance and to make sure everyone's following the safety procedures. So one of the big exciting parts of that is right now most people think that the Alaska season is canceled, but Uncruise is actually doing Alaska this summer.
Uncruise has fabulous Alaska itineraries that they are sailing right now. Canada did close all of their ports for Alaska sailings and New England sailings for the rest of the season, but Uncruise has built itineraries around that don't include any of those Canadian ports.
That is all the information we have for you today.
Please, if you have any questions, feel free. Reach out to us on Facebook, on Twitter at VacationAJ. You can find all of our contact information on our website, which is travelcometrue.com. And our phone number is 412-880-3454. You can reach us by phone or text, and that phone does ring 24 hours a day.
And if you want to review any of the information that we provided today, visit our LinkedIn page or join our group on Facebook, New to Travel.
That's it for today, folks. But yeah, feel free to reach out. And if we don't hear from you, we'll talk to you again next Sunday.
See you next week.